it seems the sense in Islamabad is that after the short but very intense Pak-India conflict in May 2025, it seems that Pakistan and Washington have come closer, whereas there are new difficulties between New Delhi and Washington. What could be the possible cause of that trend?
United States and India were very close, and during the Barack Obama administration, the Trump administration, the first Trump administration, and in the beginning of the second Trump term. But there was underneath volatility and misunderstanding between the two countries. And I'd say that there were three reasons. One reason was that despite being a partner of the United States, India benefited from the Ukraine war. It was buying cheap oil from Russian Federation and selling it at high price in international markets. And this, of course, alienated Americans when Americans would ask questions from India about where they stood in this war. Usually the response was very insolent, very challenging, and there were no courtesies involved in that. And this charge was led by Jaishankar, the foreign minister of India. So this was one cause. The second cause was that President Trump was briefed that India is trying to build an international monetary system or international financial system to supplant or substitute the Bretton Woods institutions, and that it was a champion in promoting a currency that would replace dollar. Now, this hit Mr. Trump very hard. And the third factor was that over these years, India and the United States both touted India as the net security provider of the region and presented it as a counterweight to China. But there were doubts there in Washington because India was promoting its trade and economic ties with China. And it was conventional wisdom that none of the platforms, defense platforms they had would be used ever against China. So this was happening, and President Trump was briefed. But what is important to understand here, that as President Trump assumed his office, he showed a tilt towards Pakistan. For instance, one of the earlier decisions that he took was a release of $395 million sustainment package for Pakistan, for F-16. And this was held up there. When I was there, the first tranche was released, but this was second tranche was stuck up and it was released. So this was a confidence-building measure. And in Congress, for instance, I would tell you, when he was addressing Congress, he praised Pakistan for its cooperation in counterterrorism. So the threshold was already there. And then came the war. And during the war, Pakistan's conduct was statesmanlike. We congratulated United States for mediating between India and Pakistan and brokering a ceasefire between the two countries. We thanked the United States. And this was a diplomatic prerequisite. On the other hand, India started insulting President Trump. Everybody knows that all those anchor persons who were abusing or hurling accusations against President Trump, they were briefed by the BJP and RSS combined. So this didn't go well. This didn't go down well in Washington. So this was another reason. But what President Trump did in one stroke, in one of his in one of the first few Truth Social posts, that he re-hyphenated India and Pakistan, that he equated them, and he gave this message, blunt message to India, that you are not United States equal, that you are a regional power. And the other was that he would do trade with both India and Pakistan on equivalent basis, no discrimination, no exceptionalism for India. So these are the dynamics, and the net beneficiary is Pakistan, because yes, he's tried to be President Trump and the US government have tried to be even handed, but you can see this palpable tilt towards Pakistan because President Trump goes on and on and on, praising Pakistan and also praising Field Marshal General Asim Munir after his luncheon meeting with him, which was extended for 2 hours, as a matter of fact. So, as I said, the net beneficiary is Pakistan. I'll tell you why. And this has roiled India in a huge way. I mean, they're really, really very upset with these developments. And that's why they are not behaving with a strategic precision. Their own posture has become very volatile. So I'll tell you how we are net beneficiaries. One is the optics. The second is that our military-to-military relations would be upgraded. I mean, when I was ambassador in Washington, I was trying towards the attainment of this objective, but it was elusive, not because of the Pentagon or CENTCOM, but because of some reservations in the Biden administration. But more importantly, and I think that all those spares that we need, all those articles, defense articles that we need, third-party transfers that we need from the United States, they'll be coming through. But as I said, more importantly, our economic and trade partnership would grow. And when I was in Washington, D.C., we were trying for an umbrella forum so that we could accelerate the pace of our trade and economic ties. And what I was aiming for there has matured now, paradoxically. So under the Trump administration, there were so many apprehensions about that. And that covers the spectrum covers also our energy cooperation, particularly in the realm of renewables, also cryptocurrency, extractive industry, minerals, and these critical minerals like lithium and rare earth elements, and copper. There's a huge demand for these minerals in the United States for their semiconductor industry. And finally, I think that we would be able to collaborate regionally, internationally, because Pakistan is in a very strategic location. It is nestled in between East Asia, South Asia, West Asia, and Central Asia. So its strategic importance has been recognized in Washington, and we're starting a new phase in our relationship.